What's happening, boxing world YouTube? I am your host, Nice, and welcome back to the fight room. Sad news, unfortunately, for a woman by the name of Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz from Puerto Rico has been found dead, and El Diamante Felix Verdejo, he was indicted just a few hours ago for capital murder and is being investigated. Now, let me go back to the story and how this all played out to my knowledge. So, here goes the story. It came out about a couple of days ago. Felix Verdejo had a mistress, being that he was married, and his mistress was by the name of, like I said, Keishla Rodriguez Ortiz. And she knew him for about 10 years. And supposedly she was pregnant with Felix Verdejo's child. And supposedly she had told him that she wanted to keep this baby. And in other words, he did not want her to have this child. So Keishla's mother, named Kayla, supposedly spoke to the news and whatnot in PR. So this is where I got some of the information as well. And to my knowledge, this is what took place. Felix Verdejo was being interrogated by police, probably on Thursday afternoon. And he said he wanted two lawyers. He didn't say anything, didn't want to mention anything concerning the disappearance of Keishla. So let me go to the chronological order of what took place. This was on Thursday morning, how it all started. 7:30 in the morning, Keishla, the mistress of Felix Verdejo, spoke to her mother stating that she was going to go talk to Felix Verdejo because she wanted to show the proven positive test of her being pregnant with his child. But before that Thursday, around Tuesday, she brought that to his attention, and he was giving her threatenings about her not having his child. But to my knowledge, she was stating that she was going to talk to him to tell him that she wants to keep this child. In other words, so Thursday came, 7:30 in the morning. Keishla, the mistress, called her mother stating that she was going to meet up with Felix Verdejo that morning. And the mother, Kayla, stated that, be careful because he was threatening you. So you want to be very careful. Be careful. And she said that she had an intuition that something bad was going to happen. But she still told her, be careful. 9:30 passes. She doesn't get a call from her daughter. She gets a phone call from Keishla's job, her boss from her work. She works like a pet veterinarian, and her boss called the mother stating that Keishla didn't make it to work and she's running kind of late, and this is not like her. Keishla is a supposed responsible woman and has never missed work, and if she does miss work, she calls in or whatnot. But this day she didn't. So it started getting Kayla, the mother, kind of worried. So with that being said, her mother calls Felix Verdejo, and to my knowledge, he responds to the phone call and tells her that he doesn't know what she's talking about. Her mother was just asking about her daughter, Keishla, asking Verdejo, where is my daughter? Like, she didn't go to work today. She told me that she was going to meet up with you to tell you that she was pregnant and show you the test. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen her this morning, in other words. So around 10:37 a.m. that day, there was an alert concerning her disappearance in Puerto Rico. They have an alert, like an Amber Alert we have here in the States. They have one different. I don't know the name of it. I forgot the name of it, but there was an alert for her missing. So Friday, 8:30 in the morning following day, there's a Facebook Live from Keishla's sister. The family's crying out for help in search for Keishla. Crying and begging for people to help her to find her. 10:05 a.m. that Friday, they find her vehicle a couple of miles away from, I think it's from where she works, and from an area where Felix Verdejo is known to be around. So to my knowledge, they found the vehicle, and the vehicle was just parked up like normal. Nothing suspicious, but she wasn't around. They couldn't find her. Now, it's very mysterious. This is very, very mysterious now by this time, you know. So what happens? They still in search. Felix Verdejo, nothing has been spoken about. Then about a day or so later, Sunday night, which is today, he gets indicted, ladies and gentlemen, for murder. Now, they was in search for her, and supposedly they found her, and they found her in a lake, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, in a lake with a bruise, a facial bruise to her face, and she was wrapped around with some stones on her feet and whatnot. Something, and more. There's more to this story. I'm just getting it out from what I know best so far right now. So the FBI from the United States came and indicted Felix Verdejo. Now, supposedly this is startling news, ladies and gentlemen. Felix Verdejo, yes, indicted for capital murder. They're going to bring him here to the United States and are going to see if they get a sentencing. They found Keishla, unfortunately dead, ladies and gentlemen. And they had another suspect at large, I believe, so far. I haven't heard that they locked up the other apparent, guy that was involved, because somebody else was involved in the disappearance of Keishla. But to my knowledge, they stated that Verdejo was the one that, had the meeting with her, and presumably, he punched her. And sad story, ladies and gentlemen. You got to excuse me for a second. He punched her and, knocked her out unconsciously. Supposedly, he drugged her up, and he had help with her being dumped, wrapped up, and thrown into the lake, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. So now it looks like it is a dead sentence for Mr. Verdejo. I can't believe it either. Young man seemed like a good kid, a good head on his shoulder. And it looks like he was the number one suspect and now is the suspect. And just been indicted like about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago in Puerto Rico for the murder. Now, like I said, they're going to bring him here in the United States, and they're trying to charge him with capital murder, death row, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, premeditated murder. He had time to think about it. She was pregnant with his child, so therefore the sentencing is going to be very gruesome for Felix Verdejo. It's a sad story, This could have been avoided. He could have avoided all this, but unfortunately he didn't. So there's a life lesson to learn from this as well, But we get into that in a little bit. But what I'm saying is, it's a sad story. Felix Verdejo, a young man that seemed that, he had a good head on his shoulder, like I said. And, he lost his last fight with Nakatami. And, looked at like, probably had some problems and issues with that. And I'm not making no excuses for this man. He deserves what he's going to face if he's definitely guilty. And it's a sad story because the young lady, Keishla, seems very happy that she was pregnant with his child and wanted to keep the child. And there's pictures of her smiling and showing the test. And unfortunately, she's no longer here. So this is a very sad story, ladies and gentlemen. And Felix Verdejo is looking at some serious accusations. And if convicted, he will face death row. More on this story, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host. Nice. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, don't forget to share the fight room.